Hey everybody, I'm going to play this song for you guys. I'm only going to play part of it. Um, there's a guy on YouTube and he has this song, and I don't want to get a copyright strike, but I also want you to hear part of it, and I'm going to share his link because whoever this guy is awesome. So I'm only going to play part of it. So I'm just going to be right back. Hey, hey everybody, hey everyone. This is my first time I've pulled out my laptop in like a really long time. I don't even know how long. But I'm healing from my surgery. It hurts. Um, it's going to take a while. You can kind of feel my stimulator that's in my stomach, that's helping my stomach. Um, but I'm doing a lot better. I have a little bit more energy. It's been rough. It's been really rough for me these past few months since August, I would say. It's still rough, but it's not as rough as it was. Oh, thank you, Carla. Let me say hi. Hello, True Helper. So good to see you. Cement Shoes. Carla. Love seeing you, Carla. Um, Mr. Shannonite. Hello. Long time no see. Um, the and I will drop this in the link, but this is called Waves of Amber Pain, was the name of the song that I just played. Let me see. Hold on one second. Where is this guy's? All right. Check out, his name is Gary Robinson. I am going to try to share this right now. So you guys have this. If you guys want to listen to it fully for yourself, there's also a video that goes with it. I highly recommend that you check it out because it's good. I wish I was that clever. It's not that clever. All right, so I'm just going to drop it here. There we go. Just dropped it. That is Amber, or what is it? Waves of Amber Pain. That's it. Good morning, Mr. Meter. Hi. Little makeup does a lot of work. It does, actually. So yesterday was my anniversary. So I was kind of MIA because let's just say my husband and I haven't really spent quality time with each other at all since I've been sick. So we kind of had some quality time yesterday. So that was nice. But also I woke up quite early, and I just so happened to wake up right before the court appeals started happening over in England at the courts. And let's just say, I mean, as we can notice in England, I mean, they had every bit of evidence in the summertime, last summer, to have a guilty verdict. But unfortunately, Judge Nichols, who was the judge in the summer, had links to Amber. So let's just say kind of biased, how everything has always been. So that was kind of put in her favor. And the reason that they said she was not guilty was because they said, donating $7 million that she apparently got from Johnny Depp for her divorce hearings and stuff, she was going to donate to the ACLU and to the local children's hospital, or is it the Los Angeles Children's Hospital? And she only wound up donating maybe not even $500,000 to both, and nobody else knows where the money is at this point. So the reason they said not guilty was because they said, Amber, it seems like giving away $7 million is not something a gold digger would do. This is why Amber got let off of a defamation suit from the British tabloids for Johnny Depp. So bizarre. So bizarre. So when they went into court yesterday, they were pretty prepared. And I listened. It went on for like a good 3 hours. No, Carla, I didn't go to dinner, unfortunately. Are you speaking of the saxophonist? Are you talking about the song? I'm sorry. I'm just catching up with stuff. It's been a while. Got to get back on the bike. The guy, like I said, the guy who it was Waves of Amber Pain, and his name is Gary Robinson. I should remember that, actually. Gary Robinson. He's a really awesome musician, and he made the song that I started off this, and I'm going to give him all the credit because it has nothing to do with me. So the appeal started yesterday. And with that, let's just go back to the first and what we already knew about Amber Heard and why Amber Heard is a liar, is known to be a liar, and has nobody's support. Nobody. All of her lawyers have quit. Most of her lawyers have quit. She had a Me Too. They quit. Once they realized that there was a audio recording of her admitting DV, then, which I have to say because I can't say the long word or I'm going to get this pulled away. She's got the history of the DV better than he does. He has. I've always liked Johnny Depp. I've never been what they call the Depp head. I will call myself a Depp head now, but when this all started, I wouldn't. I would say, okay, with the earrings and the actual pirate look that he has all the time, it's kind of off-putting. But True Helper, dang, only about 500. Yeah, I think she only put about $100,000 towards. I forget which one got more, but I think the only $100,000 went to the Children's Hospital, and I think $400 went to the ACLU. Pretty sure it's around that ballpark number, definitely. So at any rate, let's go back and all the reasons why this should be over. Like, there's no reason. There's an audio recording of her actually stating that she hit him, even though she said she wasn't punched. She completely admitted to hitting him and didn't think that she could stop. Okay, he did not admit to anything. He did not hit her. So that was one. Another thing that Amber has done. Her sister Whitney apparently was on some kind of I forgot about this till today, actually. Her sister, they were trying to make some kind of reality show happen. And it came out that her sister Whitney came out, and they were all laying by a pool, and she's with their friends. They're like, oh my God, Amber beat your ass. Oh my God, look at the way she beat you. And she's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it, says Whitney, her sister. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And they're like, oh, it was clearly faked for reality TV. If it was faked for reality TV, wouldn't you have pushed it to the umpteenth degree to get as much out of that train wreck that we were watching? I believe so. That's mostly how most reality shows work. But no, I mean, this was obvious that her sister hit her, and it's on tape, and it's totally fake. It's bogus. So okay, there's two things. Her parents called Johnny apologizing for her actions, and the reason Amber apparently went with the DV was, according to her father, her lawyers were telling her to make these claims so she wasn't going to be homeless in 30 days due to the fact that she was living in Johnny Depp's penthouse apartments, I should say. And thankfully for a lot of the people who work at this apartments, all of their testimony is huge. Not one of them, nobody. I have not heard one person say that they've seen a bruise on her face during that time. The only person that I heard of who said they saw a bruise was James Corden. Now that came out a year ago because she was on the show. Why'd you lie, James? Like, why? What was the point? Where did that get you? But no one's talking about that either. So there's that. A lot of fights and arguments that have been proved to be false. Honest to God, I haven't seen anything that's come out of her mouth to be true. Nothing. And I've been following this for 1 year, like solid, every day, all day. What's going on? Like I'm really into this because I can't, for the life of me, figure out why she's still running with her story, why she's still insisting to lie when the world knows she's a known liar. I mean, I finally, including the people in England, our tabloids, for whatever reason, in the United States, they don't run with any of this stuff. Why? Because they like this narrative. They do like this narrative. And if they say she's wrong, then they can't say, believe every woman. All women. Women should all be believed. Anybody who's a part of this community or some of the communities here on YouTube know that that's not true. Everybody can lie. Everybody is capable of lying. Everybody is capable of lying for their own personal gain, like Amber Heard. Yeah, so her parents were really upset. Yeah, her parents called and they liked Johnny, and I don't believe she's on speaking terms with her parents whatsoever. Here's another crappy ass move this broad made. I have nothing nice to say about her. What was the one? Oh yeah, she had an assistant, and her assistant knew this was after the fact that they were getting divorced and things like that, and her story was out. Her assistant shared her story with her about her. It wasn't DV, but she had been abused. She had been horribly abused. Apparently, she went to another country. Can't remember. I think she said it was Brazil. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But she went to another country. She had an abuse. She shared all of that information with Amber, thinking, okay, maybe my story could help her. What does she do? She took that assistant's story, fired her, and used it for her own gain. Her own gain. Now, all of this is all in the courts. All of this is known. This is why I yanked my hair out. Like, how is she still getting not guilty? Where there's audio, video, pictures, everything that proves this woman's a liar. And I still can't to this day figure out why. But like I said, now I've seen the first kind of headline in the tabloids that really kind of shits on her, which it should be, because it's always been spinning it to make Johnny look bad, but in the same place it's spinning to make her, and she doesn't care. She'll lie about everything. Doesn't matter where she is. She can be on the stand. She could be out with her friends. She could probably be laying with some guy or girl in bed, and who knows? She's lying. There's nothing this girl can be believed. Everything that she has put out there, including there was apparently she reported that he had taken her head and smashed it on their bed. And there was a picture of the bed, and there were hairs, blonde hairs, attached to the bed frame itself. And she claimed that happened because of him slamming her head. And it turns out, and many people had looked at this, most of the hairs were cut hairs. They were not pulled. It was definitely placed, and it was obviously staged. Unfortunately, this girl knew what she was doing. Whether she was ever in love with him or not, who knows? I wasn't there. But for all the evidence that's come out so far, it doesn't look like she was ever interested in him. In my opinion, she could have been. I mean, Johnny Depp, for Christ's sake. But I keep shaking my head because I still, how does she still have Aquaman 2? How does she still have the backing of Warner Brothers? How does she still have that? With all that evidence that's out there, they're so afraid. They're so afraid that they are going to upset the angry mobs of the world. If, God forbid, they go, yeah, sorry, she wasn't, none of this happened. But it's time. Everybody sees it. It's out there. And thankfully, if you look more at the British tabloids compared to our tabloids, our media doesn't cover this. Barely touches it. Why? Because it doesn't fit their narrative. And that always bothered me, especially last summer. Like, why? I mean, granted, we had a pandemic, riots, racism, a lot going on. But why wasn't this given any time, especially by TMZ? Where was TMZ when this court proceeding was going on last summer? Maybe it showed a blip, but never what was actually talked about in the courts. Wasn't. And there was actually things spun in her favor after all the lying she did. It blew my mind, and it still blows my mind. So, as most people know, the court case is not against Amber and Johnny over in England. It's more against Johnny and the British tabloid. I think it's Sky News. Is it Sky? It might be Sky News. Was between him because they called him a wife beater. That's what they call him. And because she gave $7 million away, so she said, she's off the hook. She never gave that money. Sounds very familiar, doesn't it? Sounds very familiar. Yeah, so this girl, I think, probably has now thrown away her career. Kim Smith, hi, good to see you. So good to see you. It just absolutely, this story blows my mind. So listening yesterday to the appeal, actually seeing finally a negative headline about Amber Heard that the people aren't pushing out there, you know, because then, like I said, the media's had their own different agenda with this. I don't know why. I don't know why they felt the need to push Johnny. Like, what did he do? Why was he the target? Well, it was her target. And Hollywood these days, they're just willing to throw you under the bus for anything. And man, I remember as a young kid, I always wanted to be like an actress, be on TV. You couldn't pay me enough money these days. Nope, because I loved acting. I look at my daughter, she's all into theater and acting as well. I'm like, no, we're not trying out for Broadway plays. We are not trying out for Hollywood. I was ready for all that until what I realized is it does sound familiar, right, True Helper? I hope Amber's thrown her career away, unless for whatever reasons these big companies like Warner Brothers and stuff keep promoting her and putting her in stuff. You know, it was really disappointing. I started sitting and I started watching Magic Mike XL. Completely forgot she's in that movie. What a disappointment. Like at the end, I'm like, I can't enjoy this the way I used to because now she's in the ending. She's in the ending. I can't enjoy this. And I'll give her this. She is physically pretty. She is very physically beautiful. That's all she's got. She hasn't got a personality. She hasn't got a sense of humor. She's got nothing to offer anyone. That's why she decided to make it up. So she was afraid she was going to be homeless. And now that, she'd gotten this job with Marvel, working as Mira, I'm pretty sure the change.org is at almost 2 million. God knows I signed it. But yeah, what we're waiting on now from the British courts is something in writing stating yes, he has an appeal, or no, he doesn't. So we're basically just waiting for that now. But I think there's enough proof out there, and if British courts come back, that's so suspicious to me. Yes, Magic Mike XL too, the good one. Magic Mike XL, the good one. Yes, so let me see. The change.org position for her would be, let me see. Change. I would share and do this, but honest to God, I'm still learning about sharing. I'm not very good at it. I gotta figure it out. Amber. Oh wait, there's Amber Aquaman. Let's see here. All right, DC. Okay, here it is. Here's the change.org petition. Okay. All right, so it's now at, as of right now, 1,829,610. So we're getting there. It's been kind of around that number for a while, but maybe depending on what this appeal court will happen, maybe we'll see that. But I think that could hit 10 million, and I don't think Warner Brothers is going to do anything, and I don't know why. I wish I knew why. I don't know what they have to gain by getting rid of Johnny Depp. I'm like, let's face it. I think the movie business, as we know it, like going to the theater, is probably over. Unless you have like one of those theaters who's a restaurant and a bar and you can watch a movie. Totally, those are awesome. But I think the AMC experience and sitting in a theater like that is over, especially with the pandemic. It was already on the decline. Now it's even more so on the decline. So movie stars, as we know it, are going to be a thing of the past, I think. I don't know. This is just my opinion. I'm just looking at the way things are going. And let's face it, celebrities are, regardless of what side of the political side you fall on, they're coming for you. They're coming for you in one way or another. I just saw today, now there's new allegations on Brad Pitt from Angelina Jolie. And they have proof, so she says. So this came out yesterday. I knew nothing about it until this morning. When I saw this, I was thinking to myself, and I think they're going through a lawsuit as well about handling the kids. And hey, Tiffany Marie, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate it. Apparently, now I think a lot of people who know about Angelina and Brad, there was an incident on a plane, apparently. Oh, we all had that problem. There was an incident on a plane. The family was on the plane. From what I heard, I don't know that this is true. Brad Pitt was drinking way too much and got into a physical altercation with his oldest son, Maddox, who now doesn't want to be his son anymore. He wants to change his name back to Jolie. He doesn't want Pitt on the last name of his last name anymore. And apparently the kids do want to come forward and kind of throw him under the bus. Whether it's true or not, who freaking knows these days? We don't know what's true, what's not true. I don't believe anything until it's like proven four times. And then I'm like, maybe I'll believe it. Maybe I'll believe it. But I was really surprised to see that. I was surprised to see now Brad Pitt is under fire. Johnny Depp has been under fire since 2016. Lost his job as Grindelwald's, right? I'm not big on the Harry Potter stuff. Lost his job because of that, where he shouldn't have. All those people need to do was look at the court documents. Just because she got an innocent verdict, she wasn't innocent. And anybody who followed that court case knew that. This girl just gets under my skin. I hate when these people, and this is just for her own personal gain. There's nobody else's gain in it but her own. And from what I heard, she did the Stand, and that came out, I think, around Christmas time. And yeah, Stephen King tried to push that and push her and how wonderful she was. Yeah, we weren't buying it. Nobody bought that. It's just, I just want, and let's face it, Johnny Depp's got enough money around the world to do whatever the hell he wants. I'm not worried about that per se. Justice. He didn't do this. If he didn't do this, he should not have to have jobs taken away. He should not have to be trashed in the media the way he is for something he didn't do. And it's been mostly proven, right? I find it extremely frustrating. There's just so much evidence. And the things I touched on are just small parts. There are bigger parts in this. There are bigger lies that I'm probably missing off the top of my head. But man, she's putting on the appearance though that nothing bothers me. I am an activist. I am an actress. Yeah, we can tell when you're doing your little lives and the way she likes to pronounce things. I am strong. Please, Amber, we all know you're a liar. That's all we know. And the more you keep juicing up your little dramatics, for the internet, the more we see through you. It's so obvious. Wouldn't it be lovely to have all that money? Yeah, it would be, Tiff. But I think to myself, I appreciate knowing what it's like. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. We struggle on the day-to-day. Hey, Barnyard, good to see you. We struggle on the day-to-day. I mean, I'm disabled. There ain't money coming from it anywhere. We have no money. It's okay. But we work really hard, to keep our house going, to keep my life going, to keep my husband's job going, to keep the family going. And it's this year, and every parent is in the same boat, has been the worst. Mine, because of my health, has been so bad, and also having kids at home doing school and trying to be their teacher. And I was not meant to be a teacher. I don't have the patience. I really don't. And I remember a lot of people tried to get me to be a teacher because of the school I went to was a teaching school, not just necessarily for teaching, but it was known for teaching. And I'm like, I don't want to be a teacher. I don't want to be a teacher. I did not, as a young child, I did not enjoy spending my time in school. So why would I do that? I mean, it's probably a completely different experience. But with that being said, I don't know. And then, as you see, I will lose my brain and I will lose my head as I go along, because that's what's been happening to me. I've been up, I've been down. I know both are like, yep, as long as I'm able to keep a roof over, yep, ditto, same. You having a little, sponge of money so you don't have to worry is always a good thing. I like that. But that's just not the luxury that we have. And I don't think I ever want to monetize this, because I enjoy doing this and I enjoy being on here, and I don't want to cloud it with money or get used to certain money coming in that really isn't there. And honestly, I kind of do this for my own benefit, because otherwise my day would be extremely monotonous. I would be stuck in front, we've all been stuck in our house for like over a year now. Some of us ill, some of us not, some of us with COVID, some of us not, having kids at home, some of us don't, working from home. What a freaking nightmare of a year. Definite nightmare. But I'm not going to say it can't get worse because it always can. So that is not coming out of my mouth. Yeah, same. I mean, I'm never going to say I was rich. I was never rich, but I didn't have to worry, especially when I was working in my 20s. I worked in radio for Philadelphia. I worked in radio for New Jersey, and I didn't have to worry during those times. I was doing quite well, really quite well. And then next thing you know, my back goes. After my back goes, other things start to go. And then I think I'm nuts. And then finally I'm proven I'm not nuts, thank God. And that I have all these diseases. There is a benefit to actually having a diagnosis and then thinking yourself is crazy, because many times I haven't had the diagnosis. Not having the diagnosis is definitely worse. I mean, to know now that I'm not going to say I don't have much of a future. I have plenty of a good future ahead of me, but I don't know what to expect or what it's going to bring. And neither does anybody, for that matter. As I'm sitting here, I'm having self-revelation. As I'm talking, I'm thinking and talking out loud. Misdemeanor, my grandmother always said, if you have your health, you are rich. I never understood that till I got sick. Yes. Yep. That I agree with. You know, ankylosing spondylitis, I gotten used to. Gastroparesis, I could not. That is not a disease I can get used to. It sucks. I freaking hate it. I hate everything about it. But I got to figure out how to move on. I just got surgery, and I'm praying that it works out. So if anybody wants to come up, I normally don't do this, but I'm going to. My kids are all done. Oh, I didn't want to share that. That's wrong. Thank you. Share. No. How do I drop the link again? Wait. Tell me I forgot how to drop a link. That'll be freaking hilarious. I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Mute. Cam. Mic. There we go. Ta-da. It's been a while. It's really been. If anybody feels like coming up, come on up. It's been a while since I've done this. I've been like pushing this off and pushing this off and pushing this off. Because there's always been so much crap going on in YouTube. And I'm like, I don't want to get involved in all the crap. And it's, being sick and trying to come back, and people are screaming and upset with each other. This whole community that we're in needs we need healing. We need healing. It's so toxic anymore with the screaming. Yes, way too much drama. Exactly. Drama in small doses can be okay. What it's been like on YouTube, it's not been fun for me, at least. I care more about the people that I know, I like, and I care, about. And I don't agree with what's been going on with all of that, but I'm really trying not to touch that. The community needs an enema. Yes, it does. It does need an enema. But yeah, I'm going to start doing this again, and I'm going to start going live, and I'm going to keep following this whole Johnny Depp appeal. And then, unfortunately for us, but fortunately for Amber, the actual case between Johnny and Amber, what is supposed to be happening in Virginia, which was supposed to be May of this year, has now been pushed off to June of 2022. So just a whole more year of talking about all of this stuff still. Yeah, exactly. Cement shoes. Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm going to be the first one to admit that it has played on my psyche. It has played on my mental health. Has made me even like an edgier, kind of rigid person than I was way before I joined this platform. Oh, cement shoes. I'm always over there. As a matter of fact, that's where I found the song from the beginning was E-Hacker. Yeah, that's where he has this. He has this on his. I watch him. Yeah, same here. I this whole year, and it's funny because with this just passing and just because the pandemic really just started a year ago this past week, remembering what we were doing this time last year and realizing like what the hell is going on. Whew. Little did we freaking know last March, right? Jesus, that was awful. Yeah, E-Hacker's a really good guy who covers a lot of the Amber Heard. And you know it's really, really funny? These celebrities use YouTube channels to even boost their stuff. She uses E-Hacker to boost her own self. All he does is put up shit about her and her lies. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? See, and that umbrella guy, he does a phenomenal job in covering all the court papers, going through them, the court appeals. I think it was live from Twitter. You could watch it anywhere. But that umbrella guy had it live. So that's who I listened to yesterday. And he's really smart. I really like him a lot. Yes, she is. I can't stand her. Cement shoes. Yeah, she is in it for the publicity for herself. It's very obvious. The amount of lies that she's told. I mean, if she said, I'm going to the bathroom, I wouldn't believe her. I wouldn't believe her. I wouldn't believe anything. And my next video that I'm going to be doing, probably Monday, I got to talk to Marsha because this incorporates Marsha for me. Marsha and I have been really wanting to talk about the whole Harry and Meghan situation. Believe it or not, I have gone back and forth in my head like, okay, no, yes, no, yes. But with this conversation, with this whole thing with Harry and Meghan going live on American television, and like that's not like the royal way of doing things. Like, I get it. You want to get your information out there. You want to tell the world what was going on. Here's the next thing I didn't like, but I'll go more into depth with the next thing is that, Gayle King went live, went live. Gayle King was on the news yesterday, said that she talked to Harry and Meghan, and that conversations have started, but they were unproductive. Why is Harry telling Gayle King everything? Why? I would never air out my family. And I'm not a part of the royal family. Oh my God. Yes, misdemeanor. I do know you're a law nerd. I started watching that other woman that you gave to me. She's good too. I'm really enjoying a lot of the true crime, different things that I'm watching. There was a 2020 Australia episode interviewing Dodi Fayed's father, and the father claimed it was a hit. Then the next thing, the video was unavailable. Possible. Anything's possible. Man, my neighbors, they get the largest freaking order, like from Instacart and stuff, and they're not home all day. And now their food is going to sit outside in the sun until they get home. There's easily 30 bags out there. I'm like, sorry, I have a window right here to my side. And every time I look out, like I have a complete full view of it. Yeah, I didn't see that. I did not see that. I didn't. But, with the way that we found out that some things are staged, I wouldn't be surprised that most of the things in the world are staged. Like, seriously. Everything's for rating, views, money. That's all everybody gives a hell about. That's it. Let me see. For all of you that are here now, I'm just going to play you a little bit of the song in case you missed it. This song was called Waves of Amber Pain, and it is by a Gary Robinson, which I will drop his link, and then I'll also put it in the comment section so you guys, because this guy is awesome.
Is this? I'm so tired, but I just can't seem to get no sleep, because there's something nasty in between my sheets. What the hell did she do to me this time? Oh, what the hell did she do to me this time? Oh, Amber.
Let me see if I can pull this up here. I'll keep playing and see if I can do this.
Waves of pain. Drive around with no pants on, what a shame. Stealing people's toilet paper, that's lame. When you can use the verdict.
What's going on, everyone?
Woo, I just hit something. Sorry.
I was expecting.
Sorry, just hit that. Okay. Share your screen. Yes, I want to share it. All right, so how do I get in here? All right, share. Let me see if I can figure this out, guys. I've never done this before. Okay, I got that far. All right, so let's see. All right, this is so new to me. I'm so sorry, guys.
Ellen Page is spoken out against
I keep hitting my YouTube thing. I'm trying to see if I can put in. How do I look something up? That's a really good question. So annoying. All right, I figured out how to share it, but how do I change the? Anybody have an idea? Because I really want to show you guys the video, and I can't figure that out. Let's see. Remove. I don't know what I'm doing. God damn it. All right. I wish I could share this. I'm going to figure it out, because there's going to be a time I'm going to want to share this, because it's just, the guy's, it's really funny. And he put all this together. Like I said, the song is Waves of Amber Pain. And let me grab this here, and I'll drop this again so y'all can go see him. Oh, wait, you know what? I just realized I'm actually sharing eHackers. I want to share. Here we go. This is the guy. Yikes. Okay. It has obviously been a long time. Okay, and this guy's name, Gary Robinson. There you go. So yeah, it's really all I got to talk about today. But I am looking forward to doing the whole royal thing. And I also want to talk about the whole Piers Morgan and Sharon Osbourne thing that's going on network TV. That'll be interesting because, you know, to me, it comes down to freedom of speech or no freedom of speech. You may not like what Piers Morgan did. I mean, in my personal opinion, I thought he was a jerk. But you know, he didn't get fired. He walked away from what they're saying. But there just seems to be like we can't say things anymore. And things have just gotten really strange in the world. I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. I know I'm not the only one who feels that way. But I just don't know what the end goal and the end is going to be, or what they want to do, and why things go the way they go. But justice for Johnny. I'm really hoping he gets this appeal. As soon as I find out more information, whenever that may be, I will be going live. I'm going to start doing this a little bit more often, at least 3 days a week. I'm going to start doing this. It's getting into a whole routine again. And my kids, one's going to be starting to go back to school 5 days a week. And then my other one's only 3 days a week. So it's crazy with all the ending spring stuff and coming into all that kind of crap, and kind of not knowing what the hell's going on, because we are still under an emergency closure for another 30 days, according to our governor. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Friday. It's a beautiful Friday. It's been a while since I did this. I'm glad I did. You kind of got to get back in there and jump in. It can get nerve-wracking when you haven't done it in a while. It starts as cancel culture. Yep, that stirs the mob mentality. Piers Morgan is no saint, but he didn't deserve what they did. I agree. But also, with that being said, true helper. If you dish it out the way he dishes it out, he needs to be able to take it. And he's not good at that either. But especially what happened to Sharon Osbourne. And if you listen to Sharon, and I listened to both sides with Sharon Osbourne, and I forget the other woman's name, because I really don't watch the talk that much. I don't watch the talk, I should say. Cheryl Underwood. That's her name. They were really good friends. They were really, really good friends, her and Cheryl. And somehow the executives at CBS did this to her. It wasn't her friends. It wasn't this is what they had to do to keep their job. This is what they came down from the executives. And she said if she's not wanted, she definitely doesn't want to go back. Hey, Laura Daly, good to see you. Good to see you. Watch what Ben Shapiro did to him. It was epic. Did to who? I'm sorry, did I miss that? Oh, Piers Morgan or something like that? Right, misdemeanor. Like you either have to agree with somebody, or you need to take them down, take all their money, take their existence away because they don't agree with you. I don't agree with that. It's gotten out of hand. There's a part to agree to disagree. What happened to that? Thank you, Jelly Toast. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. Really appreciate it. It's been a while. I've had my channel now for about 2 years now. I've had my channel, and subscriber for longer than I have been a creator. I just like to cover the things I like to talk about. I like covering stuff like this. I like covering stuff about the royals. I like covering health stuff because of I trust me, constantly doing nothing but chronic health can be extremely depressing. So you have to have a little bit of here and there in order to keep this going, keep positive vibes going, and not to be down about the whole chronic thing. And I try not to be down about it. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And I'm an avid, huge medical marijuana supporter. I'm a huge marijuana supporter. If you would have known me back in my 20s, I have friends who probably look at me going, where were you when you were 20 and you were yelling at me that this was so bad? Because that's what I believed. I was wrong. Been wrong a lot. Been wrong a lot about things that I always thought about. And marijuana was one of them. Like, I always thought it to be evil. And I hate sometimes you have to smoke in your house and I have to blow it out the window because it smells so bad. And I hate the kids smelling it. And But they understand. They understand it. I understand it. It's my issue has been, oh, you family from MGL. Oh, thank you, Jelly Toes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, MGL. I always thank her, though. I mean, she was the first person I started following on YouTube. I didn't follow anybody else. She was the very first person, and she started with the Watts, and that's how I got. It was before the Watts. I think it was more the Fetty Fawad stuff. Yeah. Since a lot of opinions have changed for me over the year, like as time's going on, and especially about the royals. Like I've always loved Harry. I really have. Not just because he's a junior. Yeah, I'm talking really well. Not just because he's a ginger, but for the mere fact that, he was the young brother who really took it hard with Diana and kind of, was a little of a wild child, as he was growing up. Totally understand that. And that's why I've always liked him. And he got his act together. He met her, and for him to leave the only family that he known, like, I'm like, all right, something serious really had to happen. I'm like, she can be great at trying to pushing people away or trying to get him away from his family, but how many people are you going to try to finagle your way into a palace of royals and break them apart as one person? That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't believe that was the reasons why this happened. But when he went back to Gayle King and told them, yes, we've talked, nothing productive has happened. I went, now he's taken it too far. Keep Gayle and Oprah out of your family business. Like that's not for anybody else to speak about. We don't need to know their family business. Yes, do we love everything royals? Of course we love everything royals. I do. I like watching it. I've always followed the royals. Always found them intriguing. Didn't understand it a lot. I remember growing up, my mother woke me up at 5 o'clock, at 5, whatever it was in the morning. I was 5 years old, 5 or 6. And Princess Diana was getting married. My mom made me get up. And I'm kind of glad she did. I'm glad she did make me get up, because now I will always remember that. But with that being said, I'm just not all about telling mainstream media, especially in America, your whole family problems. Because now your family problems now became all of England and America's problem. And yeah, me too, Kim. My mom made me get up. I'm like, I don't want to get up. She's like, you're getting up. You're watching it. It's history. Little did we know how much history it would be. But I really appreciate everyone coming. Probably Monday, I'm going to talk to Marcia, see when we can do this royal, when she's feeling up to it. But I definitely want to talk about and get real more into depth about the whole Sharon Osbourne, Piers Morgan thing, as well as the Sussexes talking to the media. So, and then also, hopefully when Marcia comes in, you can get both of our opinions. And I'm not even sure we even have the same opinion. I don't know. But I know she's very much intrigued with the royals like I am, but health comes first, and she needs to feel healthy. I need to feel healthy, and sometimes feeling healthy on the same day doesn't actually happen very often. But thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. I gotta go down, get the kids lunch now. And thankfully they're all done school for the day, so I don't have to worry about them being at school. So thank you again. I appreciate you. Please go check out Gary Robinson. I'm going to put the link in the video. So if you guys want to go get it, have it for yourself, because it's a great song. It really is. And clever. Damn, I wish I was that clever. I wish I could write music and stuff like that. I've been trying to find a hobby. Maybe you all can help me. Try to find a hobby. Something to do with my hands during the day. The kids are on school, and I'm like sitting here, can't really watch TV, can't really talk to anybody on the phone because they're on their Zooms. And I tried painting. I'm not a great painter. I'm not very good at a lot of things. So if anybody can think of a really good hobby, please let me know, because I'm bored and I need something to do with my hands. Well, I'm bored and I just want to preoccupy myself while I'm sitting around. All right. Thank you, everyone. Misdemeanor, Carla, Jelly Toast, thank you for coming. Laura Daly, True Helper, Mr. Shannonite, all of you guys for coming in. Cement Shoes, love you to death. Kim Smith, I think I said everybody. I'm not sure. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Tiffany Marie, thanks, guys. It's kind of hard getting back on the horse when you haven't done it in a while. So I've got to get into this routine of doing it and getting comfortable again. So, I mean, yeah, you do. All right, bye.